It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Arizona Cardinals. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. First carry for Kenyon Drake. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move him off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
He'll have a first down past the 40. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Matthew Judon in there to take him down. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Murray now. Flushed out right. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. On the ground with a tight end. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Derek Wolfe there.
It's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Here's Murray. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going for it. Hits Murray. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. First and goal from the 6. On 1st and goal, Drake. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's here's 2nd and goal. And now Murray's going to set up to throw. The quick slant caught. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown.
Touchdown, Arizona.
A 5-yard touchdown. And the Cardinals take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter. And they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
Zane Gonzalez to kick off for Arizona.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Taken in the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Andrews. That's good for a Baltimore Raven. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ravens nothing.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. Being chased out left. He's going to take off with it. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And it's 6 points for the Baltimore Ravens. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice game.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will be a touchback. No return from Isabella.
Their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
They've got 3 tight ends here on first and goal to add some extra mass. Now it's Jackson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
First and 10.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Counter play, Drake. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
He was brought down at the
good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. On second down, it's Drake. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
First down, Arizona.
To throw, it's Murray. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Murray with a 3rd and long. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. This is taken at about the 14. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal. Give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy who's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you've given the momentum squarely to your opponent.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. They were trying to go to Brown once again. Third down here.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Intended for Marquise Brown. Incomplete.
So on fourth down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line.
10 at their own 12-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. Fielded in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20. Jackson. Buying time to his left. He'll try and run it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's nearly a 40-yard gain on the opening play of the quarter. Oh, Lamar Jackson just so electric, Charles, when he gets into open space, and we saw Exhibit A right there.
You know something? I'm standing up here in the booth next to you watching the play. He buckled my ankles on that one as well. It doesn't matter whether you're actually on the field trying to chase him or you're just watching him play. This guy is sheer excitement.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Jackson now off the bootleg. And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Wow. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. There to make the grab. And the Ravens have taken the lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Cardinals take over first and 10. They're
ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. First down, Murray. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The intended receiver there, Kenyon Drake. But it'll be second down. We're in Baltimore. Third quarter action, 2nd and 10. They run the counter. It's Drake. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. Out of the gun, here's Murray. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Murray going to run play action with Drake and look to throw it. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Giving back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Running from the shotgun with Drake. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Fitzgerald hauling it in from Murray. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
To throw on 3rd down, Murray. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Ingram again. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
7.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Now he's forced out right. He uncorks it for... That's caught inside the 20. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the 4th. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Definitely too early to panic, but that is his 4th carry of the game, and collectively has in total 10 yards. So maybe there's no panic, but maybe some concern.
Yeah, and maybe a little concern up front because they're not giving him any space right now. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. That one will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Eluding the pressure right. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown, his second touchdown of the night as the Ravens push further out in front.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
And no good. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will be a touchback. No return from Isabella.
Their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
First down, Arizona.
Shotgun now for Murray. Open man is Kirk, complete. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
It's a gain of 9.
They're giving those short little routes, tackled him in bounds too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Murray throwing complete there to Hopkins. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 38-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
From the gun, Murray.
Cardinals.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Anthony Averett picks it, and they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
Man, to put it mildly, look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Ravens turn that interception into a touchdown. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Taken about 7 yards deep.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the inning, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters.
It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A big-time play there by the Cardinals. 61 yards. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. This is caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Touchdown.
Dan Arnold. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Cardinals get a bit closer.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now, it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game, they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the fourth.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
Flushed out right. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards the pickup there. It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability that Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And partner, I expect...
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead there to make the grab. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a two-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will be a touchback. No return from Isabella.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Complete to his running back, Kenyon Drake. And he takes us beyond the 35 going out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there.
23 yards.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing now is Murray. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Murray flush to his right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Intended for
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this when I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Murray to air it out again. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Derek Wolfe in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Murray, one final try. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one